To be yourself in life and relationships is easy when you are confident the 5D way, whether you're a mystic or not. Love. So a 5D person, oneness consciousness, is integration of the brain, because what comes up of your ancestral wisdom, divine feminine, all that body stuff, the charges, and the attachment trauma informed person will know, or people who know about childhood trauma and childhood development. So the mind of ours actually works effectively when it's flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, and stable. Thank you, Daniel Siegel, for your acronyms. They help to remember how left and right mode can work together when people have bilateral integration. So the 5D way, it's oneness consciousness, also known as Christ consciousness, but I may. The 4D and 3D collective, well, they don't have bilateral awareness of integration because they don't take their emotional accountability and regulation skills and a lot more, their child charge parts. They don't take that and say, wait a minute, let me make the best use of my mind. So the right use of power, because see, it's not my words and my personal opinion, but see, I'm an independent person. I know how to be myself with Mahasamadhi Samadhi. That's the 5D way. So my ancestral wisdom, my mother, thank you, Mom, gave me the capacity to be a securely attached human being in my nervous system. It's an embodied brain. So I don't have the, what are they called, masks that teenagers wore and that then they kept on wearing and keep wearing. When you meet an adaptive child, you'll know who they are. They're like Cusco from The Emperor's New Groove. Yeah, I'm not that. I'm an authentic self. So the equanimity of any one of us can begin at any journey, at any point in our journey as we move towards. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. Integration made visible is kindness and compassion. Although some people like to think that goodness is an illusion, and they actually make a case in a very unique way, but that's the left mode alone. So the verbal is like a teenager who thinks everything out there is unfair, and then they think they know everything without knowing everything. And some of us recognized as a teenager that we didn't know everything, and the adults did know more than the teenager peers who did not know, and to this day, they don't know. So when you see a shame cycle, it's an inner critic, left mode, and an outer critic, the right, they're not even, there's no one home, there's no reparenting, so they don't find good trauma therapists like Patrick Tiahan, who shares his biggest regret from his childhood is that it made him unkind. I see a lot of people being mystics and being unkind as they get in front of a camera and think that their clairs have made them into some type of, like the stories from the mythological Greeks that I read. So as a mystic, this is a very, very not something I thought would continue. But then as I got to keep moving forward, our lovely next lunar eclipse is coming up. It's amazing for the 5D collective because we're actually grounded in a whole divine feminine and a whole divine masculine, because integration of the brain made visible, again, is kindness and compassion. And as Daniel shares, I'm just going to quote him, this is from my course, Disorganized Attachment and Dissociative Identity Disorder. You can go check it out on Mindsight Institute if you want to actually learn about something important. But see, I support personal development. So if you're going to use it to throw shit at people because that's what people seem to do, or to, prove an agenda, you won't. And plus it's a lot of material that you might not get interested in because some people don't want to learn. Yes, they like to talk about humans and them not being kind and them being evil, but they don't grab the Michael Stone, forensic criminologist from a university scale of 1 to 22 evil, and notice that they all need a good therapist. As I was saying, Patrick Tiahan, he's a childhood trauma survivor, healed and healing, and his biggest regret because of his childhood trauma is that it made him unkind until he reparented himself, and now he's a therapist who helps others who want to reparent themselves and to become a whole 3-year-old heart. I already have it. Thanks, Mom. Again, I have a whole 3-year-old heart because I did not get shamed or humiliated or made to be frightened and or a lot of other things. My nervous system was able to express the entire sensitivity that comes from me, and I'm still to this day a sensitive person, but teenagers helped me learn how not to be sensitive. And so let's finish with Daniel. This road to integration can be incredibly energizing. It's true. I didn't need yoga, but thanks, Sadhguru, for being out there, because yoga helps to put your Stephen Porges, come on over, ventral vagal nervous system portfolio toning exercises. That's from Stephen Porges, polyvagal theory doctor, who's busy ensuring he can try to prove it, because he knows how academia works. So he said, you know what, I'm going to go and keep proving this so that I can help people, help humanity. Like Bezel van der Kolk, who tells you how your body keeps the score. And then we have other people like, yeah, but the mind also keeps the count. And like, yes, they both work together. That's why we have a union always inside of us. But that's only because, thanks, Mom, I am able to be the quirky 3-year-old self and know the right use of power, protecting the future. There ain't no storm when you're living your relationships with, let me think how I'm using my tone, and my 3-year-old still comes up at home, and you can ask my twin about that one, and my mother, and how much effort I put into it, all by with them. Every time we get into an interaction, since I was a teen, I got to begin working on this. It's still Stephen Porges, our ventral vagal nervous system. That's why the tone. Oh, you're right mode though. You have to be able to have access to the nonverbal part of your brain, and that means that anything that comes up, you don't throw it at people, which instead we see Cusco's and all the people who are coming together and yelling at, you're unkind and you're this. And so their behavior, they pathologize it. They got an identity like a teenager, the cheerleading squads, the jocks, all that. So just go online, you'll find the Cusco's out there. I call them Peter Pans, and they got Wendy's. And they're very interesting. So they're busy with what is 4D and 3D land, which is a lot of things we won't talk about. Road to integration, yoga, helps the ventral vagal nervous system, and mindfulness meditation. It's not because of beliefs and stories. No, it's actually because it works the parts of your brain that, one, are affected by childhood developmental trauma. And I'm not really sure how much more of that I can continue sharing because I'm not a neuroscience brain specialist, but I know people that are. So your corpus callosum, which connects your left and right mode. Thank you again, Daniel Siegel. Your hippocampus, which is your memory center, which, by the way, when you have trauma memory lingering in your brain, your REM sleep and all of that brain stuff is trying to get a timestamp. So people don't understand anything about a lot of things, but that's because they think that their clairs make them superpowers and superheroes. So they don't actually seek to bring inner peace in their body. They wake up like, I know the truth about everyone that I know. No, that's not. So they become squirrels. That's why the twin flame people have sagas. They don't go to a good therapist like, let's see, Terry Real. As he shares, people are confused about loving their self first, and they marry their unfinished business. And that's because they can work together to grow up and reparent each other and then become the adults who can come. That's not Terry Real. This is me adding food for thought. He just says, you will hold yourself and your partner the way you were held. Mom, thank you. I hold myself with equanimity. It means inner growth. That's why the use of my mind has never been torture. But apparently a lot of people, no, we can't think. So here's the deal. Integration and mindfulness meditation. Corpus callosum, hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, which is your mammalian heritage, and mine too. So if you want to actually be confident and smart, then you're going to learn how to use your humanity. And lo and behold, let's go get Sadhguru, shall we? If you overflow with humanity, divinity has to descend. Divinity is not an entity. If you're a 5D mystic, you have a relationship with consciousness and Akash. Oh, and there are academics looking into the hard problem of consciousness. A divine feminine with their own divine masculine giggles at the problem, like I giggled when I found the human dilemma. I'm like, it's not a dilemma, it's a condition. But wait, thanks, Mom, I have integration of the brain. Because I'm an independent 1-year-old with a 3-year-old. When I have my panic attacks, thank you again, Mom, I know how to handle my sensitivity because I'm literally that sensitive as a human being. And I didn't go around whining about it or saying, I don't want to listen to the neuroscience and therapists who give me a way to work with it. Like I see online, people legit complaining about solutions. Albert Einstein, stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution, which is why the recent video I watched shares how the optimists are the ones who make a difference. So 5D way is all about, I can't read the rest of it because I'm running out of time, but the road to integration can be incredibly energizing because what you're doing and helping is someone heal. And that's only if you're a safe haven, secure base, because you're going to be like my mom is to me, which is, it's okay. The unknown, it's all there. You can handle it. No need for Elsa, where she finds out it's all about herself when she gets to the end. So the 5D collective, we know how to be ourselves with our partners, all of them, the polyamory, the mystic, the enlightenment. We're enlightenment soul age group. A lot of people want to say it's not possible. Yeah. They have laundry to do. Some of us, we don't have laundry. What we have is an authentic self. And like, oh, I got emotions going on because shit's happening in my life. Oh, Yay, and I get to share it with the people that I love. So tune in for more, and the lunar eclipse is amazing. So we'll have more.